character, by the way. Wii Fit is so strong. You can just power up the deep breathing, and then have your partner toss
him around.
Toss him over to you.
Yeah.
But Wii Fit is still kind of a character check, right? Like a matchup check. Stretch, though, not sure how much he has played against Wii Fit. Perhaps Oolong.
Maybe, yeah. So Stretch a pretty good player, as I've heard.
Yeah, Stretch definitely an excellent Lucina Marth player. I think he's kind of that archetype, and you can kind of see here where he is patient, he's a little slow, and then all of a sudden he's just like, now time to explode. And then he just runs in and gets a huge conversion.
I really like the use of the ball there.
Yeah.
Just like hitting it towards Chunky.
Yeah, just kind of volley it right back to Chunky. And Stretch just taking a very quick stock. Yeah, about 35 seconds just for the first stock.
Yeah.
And again, Stretch just kind of keeping up the pressure. Even keeping up the pressure throughout that deep breathing.
Right.
Which is a very scary thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, so he was able to get off his deep breathing, but he really wasn't able to use it at all.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough when Stretch is just stuffing out all his options pretty much. I think what's happening a lot is that Chunky is having a hard time landing. So he's not really able to do a whole lot of, start up a bunch of those setups that he wants to do. Also, I just want to say, sorry if we don't use the right pronouns. We don't actually have pronouns on the screen for the players right now.
Yeah, that's true.
We apologize in advance for that.
I do believe that the scoreboard's just pulling from Start GG, so it is very likely that neither player has set up their pronouns there. Yeah. I do like that Stretch used a down tilt to go under the projectile from Wii Fit. That was kind of interesting, the salutation.
Salutation. I like that that's what it's called. I think it's...
Yeah, the sun salutation. But yeah, Chunky able to even up the stock count, but he's got some work to do if he wants to even up the game. If he can find a deep breathing, I mean, this is kill percent already.
For sure.
And, not able to find
he
it.
Just didn't time it.
Yeah.
I think if he had timed it all the way, he would have gotten hit for it anyway, so...
That is possible.
Yeah.
Deep breathing's interesting. It's like a little mini game of like, I'm going to power up.
Yeah.
And there it is.
Yeah, I'm going to power up.
Hey, I'm just going to power up right now.
This could be stock, though, if he uses it wisely. Stretch going way out there.
Yeah. Stretch, I think, is a very confident player. I think he really understands how far, Lucina Marth can go, but also the limitations. So he'll just kind of hit that edge, He'll stretch to those limitations.
I'm noticing that Chunky really does not want to go into, too crazy.
Yeah.
He's kind of keeping his space away from Stretch, but against a sword character, that's really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
Their arm extends, so...
Yeah, but Stretch able to put, Stretch able to put Chunky in disadvantage. Just hang on the ledge, and then easy aerial for that KO. Stretch really getting a lot off of just side B from Lucina.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, that's a huge...
Excellent back air there.
Huge damage-making move, as well as just pushing Chunky off the stage over and over.
Yeah, I mean, once again, the story of this match has been Chunky is having a really hard time getting back on stage.
Stretch is just edge guarding like
so
mad.
Excellently.
Yeah. That whole last like 20 seconds, Stretch just keeping Chunky off of that stage, whether it's like under that PS2 lip or on the other side, but able to convert that into a KO and take the game.
I think Chunky probably was like cycling through his options of getting off ledge, but Stretch had already figured out what to do against them at that point, right? Like, okay, if he does this, I'm doing this. If he does this, I'm doing that. So it was just really, really hard for Chunky to get off of ledge there.
Yeah, Stretch changing to Marth. Using the Marth. I think he's definitely somebody who really understands also the distance that he needs to be to hit these tippers moves. And when it's okay to hit sour, just to keep the combos going.
Interesting. Yeah. Whiffs on the grab, but...
something that we weren't really seeing from Chunky, a lot of moves, header, things like that that you can really reverse your disadvantage when you're off stage as Wii Fit.
Yeah.
And we are seeing Stretch go really far off stage, but we're not really seeing Chunky look for how do I get above you and then, down air you? How do I hit this header and then spike you?
Yeah, well, something that I'm noticing a lot about Chunky is I think he's just panicking too much off stage because he gets sent off stage and immediately he's pulling out the soccer ball.
Yeah.
Like in the same spot every time. So he's not really. I don't think he's really thinking of what can I do to reverse here, but more so like, let me get back on stage.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
Let
Stretch
me not get hit.
Stretch really just is putting on like this really aggressive play, right? Even when Chunky has deep breathing, Stretch doesn't seem to care.
He's just like, nah, you got it.
Yeah. He's just like,
Stretch is
whatever.
like, yeah, you're breathing. Me too, though.
Yeah.
Do you think Stretch is breathing? I don't know. He looks like he's in there.
He's in the zone. I don't know.
Drop in chat if you think Stretch is breathing.
I think he's getting a steady flow of oxygen, to be honest.
Word.
All
Big
right.
side B coming out there.
Another side B. Stretch going very far, and there it is. I really like that from Chunky, even though he's not landing it. He still threw out that down air just to say, hey, Stretch, cool it, right?
Cool
like,
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that he didn't follow through all the way with that side B, but I mean, I do think it would have killed on ledge.
Yeah. Stretch even just knocking
sent him back to stage.
back on stage. Why not? Just some more damage.
Get back on there.
A little bit of planking from Chunky.
Okay. Big throw here.
Yeah, looking for the header, but air dodge from Stretch.
There are moments where Chunky opts to use that ball, where I wish he would opt for a more aggressive approach. I feel like he's respecting Stretch a little bit too much.
Yeah. Ooh.
That was good.
Yeah, it still had deep breathing active, but still not enough to take the stock. But there it is. Going to be a deep breathing stock from Chunky. And this is Chunky's first lead in the game. It was a short-lived lead, but
we are even. But I mean, it's better than
so much.
It's been going.
Yeah, so much better. Chunky kind of starting to understand what Stretch wants, and is able to get a. Whoa!
Starting up some pretty good
this
damage.
might be it. No, okay.
He was doing some crazy Wii Fit stuff right there. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, Stretch able to still recover, and
Good back there.
but Chunky just finally starting to get the combos, the ledge guarding, kind of going.
Good. We're seeing a few more grabs coming out from Chunky than I have for this entire set so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for sure.
Okay, great. We got a game 3.
That last stock, almost no damage onto Chunky at all. Chunky just saying, you know what, I can just kind of guard you.
Just so you guys are aware, this is the last set for this commentary block.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We're going to roll into a break right after this, so if you guys want to go and sign off the salutation, and then we'll move into an ad break.
Cool.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. Looks like
After this one, we're going to have to be leaving you guys. But it's okay. We still have one more match to go before we leave you. So,
yeah. This last game here between Stretch and Chunky. Chunky kind of figuring things out. Stretch, I think, smartly going back to Lucina.
Yeah.
Not having to worry about looking for the tipper or what part of the sword is hitting. Just any part of the sword.
Yeah. Any part of the sword
Any
will
part
do.
of the sword.
It'll do.
You know, sharp part. The stubby handle part. It's all good.
Thank you for talking about sword anatomy.
You know, I'm just talking about all the parts of the sword.
Yes. We're back. Already pretty good advantage state coming out from Stretch here.
Yeah. Stretch kind of going back to just kind of trying to smother Chunky, I think.
I think he's really going for that ledge guarding again, which was winning him the game when we started out this set.
Yeah, Chunky having a hard time getting back up.
I do like that he's waiting on ledge a little bit longer though, because I feel like he was a little trigger happy with his recovery on ledge. Okay. We've got something going here for Chunky.
Stretch looking for these side Bs. They're not quite connecting like they have been. I think Chunky kind of got it at this point.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
okay, you're going to look to connect these side Bs. Don't want to keep getting pushed off the stage.
Yeah. Just because Stretch is like, the way he's doing them though is pretty non-committal.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to kind of gauge what he's going to do after he throws out that side B.
Yeah, that was a great back air from center stage that just barely ended up taking that stock for Stretch. But again, we got deep breathing here. Deep breathing, very scary. Stretch rolling in, but Chunky not recognizing it.
Ooh. Quick little spike on stage there.
Yeah.
No Nair train.
mean, if Chunky can just find the stock and then, you know, summon whatever he was feeling from that last stock of last game, I think he's going to be way back in this.
So I'm surprised that Stretch didn't go for a tech chase just now, but I think it's because he was just trying to react to whatever Chunky did in response.
It's a great, great offstage play by Chunky, by the way, to take that stock.
Yeah.
Just going super far and just matching exactly where Stretch was in terms of like lateral movement.
Getting up right into that salutation. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Chunky.
They're scrapping a lot more this game, I gotta say.
Yeah, they're like
this is a pretty scrappy game compared to the last one.
Right on top of each other. I mean, this is the moment to use all of that information you've gotten throughout the rest of the game to be like, now I can be on top of you.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, Stretch able to find Chunky, trying to recover slowly, but still kind of high.
Yeah, but also Chunky doing that soccer ball right at the air.
Yeah.
Right in the air, like that's probably... You notice he's been doing that throughout the set, so...
Yeah, Stretch kind of seeing the habits.
For sure.
And, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily unique to Chunky either. I think that's Wii Fit just really likes to throw that there because it's a strong move, but you show somebody like Stretch that a little bit too much, and you're going to get punished for it.
Because you're stalling in the air. You're just a target at that point. Good up air there from Stretch. Keeping Chunky off stage. This is scary.
Yeah, great dash attack, just pushing Stretch off, and Chunky able to get deep breathing, and that's going to take the stock. We're down to last stock for this game. Winner is going to get out of pools into top 32.
What? Insane.
We had an air dodge.
Way.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to do him like that.
Oh. I mean, he wanted to be sure. He wanted to be sure you're not going to magnet hands or whatever to that ledge, but
I mean, he was not making that bad.
an unfortunate